Are we ready for the tech disruption poised to revolutionize the startup ecosystem?
A pertinent question, Tamia. It's about understanding and capitalizing on the potential of advanced technologies like AI, robotics, and blockchain.
Absolutely, Song. We've seen the transformative potential of these technologies in our work, such as using AI for cybersecurity, an area close to my heart. But are startups getting the hang of this?
Yes, Tamia, indeed, it's a concern. Despite the amazing potential, there's a knowledge gap among entrepreneurs. If not filled, it can lead to missed opportunities.
Let's suppose we are pioneers in this tidal wave of tech innovation. That said, let's not forget robotics, your area of expertise, Song. I'm always amazed at how you see robotics as a driver of enterprise productivity.
Well, robotics are rather fascinating, Tamia. The sheer diversity and the range of tasks they can perform, it's mind-boggling. However, highlighting their importance doesn't downplay the need for startups to also adapt to other emerging tech trends.
Right, Song. After all, adaptability is what sets successful startups apart. Now, blockchain has also been advertised as this game changer. We see it in areas like improving transaction transparency and security. But how far do you think startups are from leveraging its full potential?
The million-dollar question, Tamia. Meeting blockchain's full potential requires startups to grapple with the scalability problem and ever-evolving regulatory concerns. But the promise of blockchain's transformative power has indeed a big lure.
Given the sheer weight of AI and its transforming abilities, can our new age startups afford to be blindsided?
It's challenging, Tamia, to assume that startups can seamlessly integrate advanced pieces of technology like AI, even though it holds boundless potential for transforming the way business operates.
That's true. The prospect of incorporating AI becomes daunting, especially when it comes to execution. There's a lot more than just the technical understanding. It's about aligning your business strategy as well.
Exactly, but let's not forget the world of robotics. While we're discussing disruptive technologies, robotics can't be sidelined.
I trust your opinion, Song. Robotics has come to the fore in recent times, adding immense capabilities for enterprises, helping them attain expansive productivity and efficiency. But does it outshine AI in the startup culture? In other words, for young companies just setting out, how complementary or competing do you think AI and robotics could be?
Startups must look at both AI and robotics not as competing entities, but as complementary technologies. Both the fields present unique opportunities and can work in synergy to power the next generation of startups. While AI can automate decision-making processes, robotics can physically execute those decisions, creating a whole new playground for innovators. Importantly, though, keeping up with the fast-paced advancements in these areas is crucial, as falling behind can be disastrous given the high competition. And speaking of technology, Tamia, we can't overlook the influence of blockchain and its disruptive power, especially in startups.
Song, quite recently, blockchain is starting to become a buzzword. But how can startups really benefit from this emerging technology?
Well, startups can use blockchain primarily for enhancing transparency and security. Blockchain's encrypted and decentralized nature enables verification of transactions without centralized authority. This not only creates trust, but also significantly reduces the risk of fraud.
Agreed, Song. The transparency it brings is a boon for startups, especially in an era where data breaches are increasing. In fact, blockchain could be useful in my area of expertise, cybersecurity as well. But Song, aren't there hurdles startups might need to tackle while integrating blockchain into their operations?
Absolutely, Tamia. While blockchain technology can be a powerful tool for startups, it's not without its challenges. The main one is scalability. Since every transaction is added to the chain, the size of the database rapidly increases, leading to potential storage and performance issues. Also, blockchain is a relatively new field, hence talent in this domain is scarce. Any startup that wants to employ this technology must be ready to invest in training and development of its employees.
It seems that blockchain, like any other technology, has its own set of obstacles. In addition to scalability and talent issues that you mentioned, I'd also suggest startups to be immensely vigilant about the regulatory landscape. Governments around the world are still exploring how to regulate blockchain technology, hence compliance could be a potential challenge. Let's switch gears to a topic closer to my heart: cybersecurity. Song, as digital landscapes evolve, the need for businesses to secure their data has heightened. Isn't this particularly pressing for startups?
Absolutely, Tamia. Startup businesses are often targeted because they might not have robust security measures in place. The impact of a cyber attack on a budding business can be more damaging than to an established one. In worst-case scenarios, it can even lead to the collapse of the startup.
Yes, a single data breach can cost a company millions, not to mention the reputational damage. I'm so keen for startups to understand that cybersecurity is an investment, not a cost. Building trust with clients from the onset is key to their success.
Exactly. And with the rise of the Internet of Things, AI-enhanced cyber attacks and state-sponsored hacking, the cyber risks are evolving. Therefore, startups need comprehensive understanding of the current threat landscapes while formulating their cyber defense strategies.
I'm glad you bring up AI. Many cybersecurity firms are already employing AI and machine learning algorithms to detect and counteract threats faster. But Song, considering your expertise, how can startups balance the application of technologies such as AI and blockchain while minimizing the potential cybersecurity risks?
That's a great question, Tamia. While these technologies have the potential to streamline processes and provide competitive advantage, startups should be aware of the associated risks too. For instance, where AI can help reinforce security measures, it can also be exploited by cybercriminals to launch sophisticated attacks, if not managed properly.
That really shows that there are no one-size-fits-all solutions in cybersecurity. Startups need to design a bespoke cyber strategy that not only protects from threats, but also aligns with their business vision and growth. Importantly, it must be dynamic to adapt to the ever-changing cyber risk landscapes. You know, I see technology as a massive untapped goldmine. There are so many opportunities for entrepreneurs if they just know where to look. But grabbing those opportunities isn't straightforward. It's a steep and tricky climb, full of challenges. Advanced technologies like AI, robotics, IoT, blockchain, they are not plug and play. Implementing them requires in-depth understanding, a talented team, and unfortunately, a sizable budget. But if a startup can maneuver through these challenges, there's a fortune of opportunities waiting on the other side.
Very true, Tamia. It's like walking a tightrope. While these technologies have a potential to innovate and disrupt, they need to be handled with care. In terms of robotics, it's ready to set the stage for some revolutionary startups. I mean, look at how it's changing the face of factories, hospitals, warehouses, and even households. The application scope is incredible.
Why don't you dive a bit into that, Song? Robotics seems a bit of black box to many. The understanding is quite surface level.
Of course, let's demystify. So, on a high level, robotics is all about building machines that can perform tasks autonomously or semi-autonomously. For instance, consider a startup trying to solve a complex problem in the logistics sector, like optimizing warehouse operations. This involves managing inventory, packing, shipping, and sorting goods. They could leverage a robotic solution as a skipping stone. An AI-powered robot can streamline the entire process, work 24/7, with minimal errors, eventually increasing productivity and profitability.
And likewise, there is no shortage of similar problems in myriad sectors that can be addressed effectively with robotics. But I'll play a bit of devil's advocate here. Song. Sure, robotics presents immense opportunity, but it also comes with its own set of challenges, right? We've talked about the financial aspect, implementation, upkeep. All these are significant hurdles startups need to overcome, not to mention the ethical considerations.
I can't deny that, Tamia. Robotics and AI technologies usher a new set of ethical, legal, and sociological dilemmas. There could be job displacement due to automation, privacy concerns, control issues, weaponization. The list is extensive. So, while inventing and innovating, startups must also consider these aspects and strive to build technology that is not just advanced, but also ethical and humane.
On to cybersecurity then, Song. It seems like so many entrepreneurs underestimate its importance. They think they're too small a fish in the sea to be targeted, that cyber threats are the burden of big businesses. But that's far from reality. No business, however small, is exempt from cybersecurity threats.
That's absolutely true. Many startups, unfortunately, consider cybersecurity an afterthought, right? They delay it, saying, "We are not yet there, we can deal with it later." But the cyber world is more selfish than one can anticipate, and no startup is off the hacker's radar. Every second of delay in implementing robust cybersecurity measures is an opportunity for a cyber criminal.
It's like an old saying, forewarned is forearmed. The more startups know and understand about potential cyber threats, the better equipped they are to prevent them. But here's what troubles me the most, Song. The astonishing knowledge gap among many entrepreneurs about cybersecurity. So many of them simply don't understand it.
Yes, it's quite alarming, isn't it? While they are fussing over perfecting their products, raising funds, expanding the client base, they often overlook an integral aspect, protecting their digital assets. It's like building a house with the finest of materials, but leaving the front door wide open.
And this knowledge gap is very concerning. Cybersecurity isn't something to dabble in. It requires concrete knowledge, a dedicated team, ongoing vigilance. And hey, even if you're hiring a cybersecurity team or outsourcing it, that doesn't rid you of your cybersecurity responsibility.
Indeed, founders need to involve themselves, at least to a certain extent. They need to understand the risks, potential threats, and their implications on the business. The bigger issue here is that many entrepreneurs just don't know what they don't know. This lack of awareness itself becomes a massive cybersecurity risk.
There's a dire need for better education and understanding around cybersecurity matters for entrepreneurs. And one knows, knowledge empowerment could itself be an entrepreneurial opportunity. Imagine a startup offering practical cybersecurity education targeted towards other startups. Now that's an idea worth exploring.
You see, startups need to actively align their strategies with evolving tech trends, such as AI and robotics. It's not optional. It's survival.
While I do agree that these technologies have the potential to cause massive disruptions, I'm wary of the execution aspect.
That's valid. Execution is indeed challenging. It's one thing to stay updated with the trends, understanding and leveraging them effectively is another.
Starting with the talent, right? There's a considerable skill gap. I mean, it's one thing to acknowledge the transformational potential of AI and robotics, and another to have the required expertise to implement it.
Absolutely. The skill gap is real, and it poses a significant challenge. But that's where cross-collaboration, partnerships with tech companies, and hiring the right talent come into play, wouldn't it?
That's easier said than done, though. Sure, you can partner up with tech companies and go on a hiring spree, if you have the capital.
And that's part of the startup challenge. Balancing the financial aspects while seeking to stay at the cutting edge of technology.
And the irony is, while these technologies can boost efficiency and profitability in the long run, they demand high upfront costs. It's a bit of a catch-22 situation.
But isn't that the risk and charm of being an entrepreneur? Taking calculated risks, placing strategic bets, surviving challenges, and coming out stronger?
Do you think startups are ready to adopt blockchain? I mean, with the implementation issues and the skill gap we just discussed, it doesn't look easy for most founders.
Well, readiness depends a lot on how adaptable a startup is. Incorporating blockchain takes understanding of the technology, its potential benefits, and of course, its potential pitfalls.
But it can indeed create a distinct value proposition, right? If startups can work around the challenges, they can use the technology to stand out from the rest. It could offer significant advantages, from enhanced data security to improved supply chain management.
Absolutely, and it's not just about standing out. Presenting a blockchain-based business model can significantly boost investor interest. It's a tech-savvy, forward-thinking approach that demonstrates a startup's willingness to innovate and adapt.
But how could they navigate the high upfront costs associated with such an integration? Are there any cost-effective ways to leverage this technology?
That's a good point, Tamia. These technologies do require a significant initial investment. But remember, once integrated and operational, they can lead to significant cost savings as well. Ultimately, the onus is on the entrepreneur and their team. They must be willing to learn, adapt, and strategically implement the technology into their existing models. It's a risk, yes, but with great risks come great rewards.
Now let's talk about how startups are making groundbreaking strides with artificial intelligence. We are seeing some phenomenal startups out there sticking their flag in the vast field of AI. These startups aren't just using AI, they are enriching and expanding it.
Can you mention some notable examples, Tamia?
Leaf AI, for example. They're using deep learning algorithms to detect diseases in plants and prevent crop losses. Their technology could revolutionize agriculture. Then there's Deep Lens, using AI for the early detection of cancer, which is just mind-blowing and life-saving. It's really exciting to see such innovative startups creating practical, real-world applications of AI.
It's admirable how they're leveraging AI as a tool to solve pressing societal issues. Similarly, let's not forget the innovative advancements happening in the field of robotics. Remember Cobalt Robotics? They are using autonomous robots for security purposes in commercial buildings. Their patrol robots encompass AI-enhanced capabilities dedicated to ensuring security.
That's a great example, Song. We're seeing some startups really push the boundary of what's possible with technology, not just creating impactful solutions to real-world problems, but also driving the development of technology itself. It's clear to me that the role of startups in shaping advanced technologies like AI and robotics is more significant than ever before.
Looking at the emerging startups, it blows my mind how some of them are leveraging blockchain to revolutionize various sectors. For instance, there's TradeLens, an international shipping startup, using blockchain to eliminate paperwork and streamline complex shipping processes. It's amazing how technology that was initially introduced for cryptocurrency is now being incorporated into so many diverse business models.
Not just for crypto, right? Blockchain has the potential to ensure transparency and security, making it an ideal tech tool for tech-driven startups. It strips away the layers of traditional business models and enables a more direct and trust-based system. That's precisely why I'm a huge advocate of its adoption. However, I always wonder about the scalability. Can all startups align their operations according to blockchain?
Right. Scalability is indeed an alteration we need to address while applying blockchain. However, I believe with progressive advancements, these challenges can certainly be overcome. Let's not forget blockchain enables traceability, which can be instrumental, particularly for supply chain startups. And with the advent of blockchain-as-a-service platforms, it's becoming easier for startups to incorporate this technology into their business models.
Seems like technology is not just providing solutions, but also creating new avenues. From your gist, I can certainly visualize how blockchain can prove itself as an asset to startups.
Absolutely, and it's not just about blockchain. Let's shift the lens towards cybersecurity startups. In this age of information and booming digitalization, there's a surge in demand for cybersecurity measures to combat privacy issues. And these startups are bridging that gap effectively. Like, have you heard about Deep Instinct?
Not really, but it sure sounds intriguing. Do they use AI-supported mechanisms to bolster cybersecurity?
Yes, it's really amazing. They leverage deep learning to predict, identify, and prevent cyber threats in real time, even the ones that haven't been discovered yet, redefining cybersecurity. The fusion of AI and cybersecurity by these startups is creating a new edge to tackling cyber threats.
From a startup standpoint, once you have these future technologies incorporated into your business model, the next big challenge is convincing the investors. How you pitch it can make or break the deal.
Would you have any tips or strategies to pitch these tech startups effectively?
Absolutely. Start by translating complex jargon into terms which are easily understood. While we live and breathe tech, remember, not everyone does. Your investors might not fully comprehend the technicalities of AI, robotics, or blockchain.
So, breaking down the technical language into bite-sized pieces for an easier understanding.
Exactly. But the simplicity shouldn't distort or overstate the potential of your tech solutions. You must highlight how your solution can address real-world problems, disrupt the existing market trends, or better yet, create a new market altogether.
Now that's insightful. However, isn't it equally crucial to demonstrate the scalability and sustainability of these solutions?
Indeed, compatibility with long-term business growth has to be ensured, in fact, inseparable from your pitch. Demonstrate how these tech trends allow scalability.
Agree. Any startup must be adaptable, scalable, and forward-looking. Talking about looking ahead, I believe it's equally important for these startups to position themselves in the investor's shoes and understand their perspectives. Wouldn't you agree?
Right, Song. Investors are eventually looking for returns on their investment. So, they would be keen to understand how your startup plans to generate revenue and achieve sustainability in the long run. This could be through product innovation, expansion into new markets, or creating new service lines.
Despite of potential risks, it goes to show that understanding these advanced technologies and their practical applications can assist startups attract secure funding, which is pivotal to its success.
Let's talk about how AI and robotics are fundamentally altering the startup landscape. How do you perceive this disruption, Song?
I see robotics, merged with AI, pushing boundaries of what is possible. We're witnessing tangible changes in startup operations, from automated customer service using AI chatbots to precision manufacturing with robotics.
And not forgetting how through AI we are able to glean unprecedented insights from vast seas of data. Harnessing this power equips startups to innovate faster and smarter, delivering tailored solutions that meet their customers' needs.
That's right, Tamia. But what concerns me is the knowledge gap among entrepreneurs when it comes to these advanced technologies. How do they stay updated as these tech trends evolve?
Song, learning and adaptation aren't optional. They're essential. The tech world is fast-paced. For startups to stay ahead, they must be proactive in learning about these advancements and agile enough to incorporate them into their strategies.
Tamia, is it fair to say that the rapid evolution of technology can present challenges too? Startups may find it hard to constantly realign their operations with new trends.
Absolutely, Song. And this is where resilience and determination come into play. It's not just about using technology. It's about leveraging it to what fulfills their vision while being prepared to face any hurdles that come their way. Song, as technology continues to reshape the entrepreneurial landscape, what skills should a tech startup entrepreneur focus on?
Tamia, domain knowledge is essential, be it AI, robotics, or blockchain. But more than that, it's the adaptability and willingness to learn that counts. These technologies evolve at an exponential pace, and staying updated is pivotal.
Absolutely, Song. Staying technically updated is crucial. In my view, apart from technical skills, there are soft skills that are equally vital. Analytical thinking, creativity, resilience, and critical problem-solving abilities are essential.
True, Tamia, and to navigate the twists and turns of the startup journey, qualities like determination, entrepreneurship, and leadership should not be overlooked. Now, given the intricacies involved in AI, robotics, and blockchain, Tamia, how can we address the concern over skill gap?
The skill gap is definitely a concern, Song. Continuous learning aimed towards upskilling is the way forward. It should be a priority for tech entrepreneurs to stay ahead of the curve amidst growing competition. There are also numerous resources available out there. Online courses, ebooks, webinars, all these channels can be used to bridge this gap.
Agreed, Tamia. Learning should never stop. One must perpetually strive to keep themselves updated with the new tools, programming languages, and best practices prevalent in their respective domains. That's how one would succeed in the tech-driven future of entrepreneurship.
On this pathway of future tech startups, Song, we can't sidestep regulations. Beyond just securing funding and strategizing business operations, encountering legal aspects is inevitable, wouldn't you say?
A valid point, Tamia. Regulations are like playing fields for startups, including those focused on tech. They define what's permissible and what's not, and can often make or break a startup's success.
Exactly. Specifically, with advanced technology startups, they face unique regulatory challenges. Take AI, for instance. There's certainly a need for usage guidelines and ethical boundaries, but the lack of clear global legal standards can be a hurdle.
Correct, Tamia. Robotics, too, poses interesting questions. For instance, who bears the liability for a self-driving car accident? The car's owner or the maker of the car's AI? These are regulatory questions that need immediate addressing.
And let's not forget about blockchain. Varying degrees and types of regulations across countries complicate its use for startups. So, regulation adjustment is required, and startups must be prepared to navigate legislations around their technology.
Yes, which might seem daunting since the legalities can get complex. But, having said that, governments worldwide are starting to realize the importance of these tech trends. Am I right, Tamia?
Totally, Song. In fact, proactive governments are preparing for this future tech burst. For example, regulatory sandboxes are being introduced in various parts of the world to let startups experiment with technology without immediate regulatory repercussions.
That's a constructive move. But the road to clarity is long. There are so many layers to peel. Cybersecurity laws, data privacy, AI ethics, the list is long.
Quite right, Song. But technology startups shouldn't be apprehensive. Stay informed about changes in regulations pertaining to their technologies. Engage legal experts early on, and embrace transparency. These steps can help startups wade through the legalities. Diversity, Song, though often overlooked, can indeed be a game changer for startups. Would you concur?
Undeniably, Tamia. Diversity can foster more creativity, more varying perspectives, and consequently, more innovative solutions.
Exactly, and when we talk about tech startups specifically, the scope of the problems they attempt to solve is global. Having a diverse team is primed to understand and accommodate those varied scenarios and needs.
On a similar note, Tamia, in my reading about advanced technology startups, I noticed the diversity in technologies they utilize. AI, blockchain, robotics, they all offer unique advantages and cater to different startup sectors. But integrating them seems like a daunting task. How do you perceive this?
A valid question, Song. Startups ought to understand that leveraging these technologies isn't merely about integration, rather ensuring that the technology complements the startup's vision. As for fostering tech diversity within the team, education and continuous upskilling would be crucial. Startups need to invest in their team's skills to foster this kind of tech diversity.
Incidentally, do you think an alignment between a startup's tech diversity and market diversity exists?
From my perspective, definitely. A startup that utilizes a wide range of technologies can cater to a wider audience and provide a more comprehensive set of solutions. For instance, an e-commerce startup leveraging AI and blockchain could drastically enhance the customer experience while providing a secure, reliable service.
I see your point, Tamia. So, the key takeaway here would be to value diversity in team composition, in technology utilization, and in market approach. By harnessing this, startups can potentially broaden their problem-solving ambit, foster innovation, and create a healthier startup culture, right?